Hey everybody, welcome to vlog 2 of Gallifrey 1 2014. Look, I made a sign. That's where I am. I'm back in my room. Room service has been here, that's why it's neat back there, which is awesome. I meant to do one of these yesterday, but then this convention thing happened, and then I didn't have time to do it. So here I am. It's Saturday. I've wrapped up all the panels that I was interested in going to, and I'm back in the room, and it's kind of quiet. We haven't done dinner yet, so here I am doing another vlog. So, first thing first, I bought stuff, which you have to do when you come because the dealer's room is ridiculous. For those of you that haven't been to Gallifrey 1 before, there's a giant dealer's room with the best Doctor Who and sci-fi stuff ever. The room keeps getting bigger and bigger every year because more and more stuff keeps being made, which is awesome. One of those things that people seem to not know about for some reason are the Eaglemoss figures that are being made for the Doctor Who series. I have a few at home and I've actually blogged about it already, and I'll put a link in the comments so you can take a look at it. But while I was here, I realized that the second set of figures, they come out in sets of 6. So there's already 6 figures out, 6 more are rolling out right now, and I picked up a few and I want to show them to you. So the first one will be this Ice Warrior. See if you can see it. Of course there's glare. Look how amazing that is. So it's about 4 inches tall. The detail is ridiculous. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm bad at holding this, but I think you get an idea. It's so heavily detailed, and what's really cool about these figures is that when Eaglemoss creates them, they look for a specific moment in an iconic episode for that creature or person or character on the show to recreate. That means that they're using a very specific moment to create the look of that character, which is part of why this Ice Warrior from Cold War is so beautiful. Another one that I picked up is this Sontaran general from the Poison Sky. And I love that the casing for it, the plastic casing, is smaller than the other figures because it is noticeably smaller. It's probably about 3.5 inches tall instead of 4. But just look at the detail. Like, I wish I had a better camera on my computer so that you could see, and no glare from this lamp in my hotel room. But it is just absolutely beautiful. The detail in the face, the costuming, the figure, the posture. The posture is, for me, with the Eaglemoss figures, really the selling point, because you really get a sense of the physicality of the creature, like what it actually looks like, how it would have been presented on the show. You get it. It just feels more, I don't want to use real, it's a fiction show, but it does seem real, like it's based off of something. Instead of just trying to emulate a character, it really is specifically a moment in time for that character. Today I picked up the Silent, which I wasn't sure I wanted to get because I'm not a huge fan of the Silence, but the figure is just way too cool to not want to get. The facing, the detail of the face in particular is just out of this world. It's beautiful. The hands, the wrinkling of the outfit, and this one is noticeably taller. I'll put the Sontaran and this one up together so you get an idea. Yeah, look how much bigger it is. Yeah, it's done to scale. It's not like buying the plastic figures where they're 5-inch figures and then they kind of mold them to look like the Doctor or whoever. These are scaled. They're 1 to 21 scaled. So this is like a 21th of the actual size of the Silence. So you actually do see the scale when you put the characters together, which is really cool, and part of what makes them a great collectible item instead of just a toy that you get and then you're not sure what to do with, and then you don't know if you want to take it out of the box or not, and you're not sure if you really want to do anything with it, and then you put it away, and then you don't do anything with it ever again. I'm more of the Doctor Who fan where I want really cool, classy, collectible stuff. I want things that I can have out on display that are really great statement pieces that I want people to see, even if they're not Doctor Who fans. So there's my Eaglemoss spiel. They're gorgeous. So I have 5 now. I have the Silent, the Silurian, the Sontaran, the Ice Warrior, and Cyberman. Like I said, the Silurian and the Cyberman I've taken pictures of. You can see it on the blog. I'll put a link so that you can check it out. The other big thing that happened today, aside from me nerding out over Eaglemoss figures in the dealer's room, was the music panel, which was mind-blowing because Dominic Glynn, who is a composer and composed for the classic series in the 80s, was on our panel. We really nerded out hardcore about it when we found out that he was going to be on the panel, and we've tried to keep our collective stuff together in the meantime. The panel was really awesome. There were moments where it felt like it was going to be a little bit of a Dominic Glynn interview, which we tried to avoid because he's getting his own really cool panel tomorrow where he's going to do a live mix of the theme, which is going to be awesome. I'll definitely be there. We managed to pick his brain just about the process. For those of you that don't know, he started working with Doctor Who for Trial of a Time Lord. In that process, he knew he was going to be composing for the first 4 episodes of Trial of a Time Lord, but then JNT asked him to redo the theme kind of late in the process, and so we got to talk about that. He brought in some great examples from Happiness Patrol that had, and an example from the opening of Trial of a Time Lord, where he had the original mix as he would have seen it, with time code along the bottom so you can take timings, with no music added, with no incidental music, just the recording from the studio. Then he played the clip again with the scoring added, and you really get a sense of what the music really does for the show, like what its purpose is and what it does for the mix and for fine-tuning the audience's attention span to what's happening in an episode, which is really cool. I won't go into too much more detail about it because I do have a recording, and I'm going to check with the other panelists and see if they're cool with me putting it out on the podcast, which is called Doctor Who Time Signatures, which has a whole 1 episode right now because when you do a podcast by yourself, you don't have someone there to keep you on task. It's just me, and so I put stuff off because I'm a procrastinator, but what can you do? So I think I'm going to release it as an episode of the podcast. That's the plan. Stay tuned here or on my website, skullandscissors.com, or dwtspodcast.com, which is the podcast website. I'm on Twitter at Emily OOO, so Emily out of office, that's me. DWTS Podcast on Twitter as well. The plan for tonight is the masquerade, which will be great. I'm going to try to take some pictures, but it's really dark in there, so I'm not sure I'll get any good ones, but I'll try. And tomorrow, definitely going to the theme remix. I have another panel tomorrow that's about the early years. It's called The Days of Wine and Roses. Wine spelled W-H-I-N-E. And Rob Sherman is on it. And I'm getting this real sense of awe that it's such a great testament to the programming that Sean Lyon does every year for Gallifrey 1 that this year he's mixing actual production side people who are making Doctor Who with fans and giving them a chance to have dialogue with each other to talk about this show that means so much to so many people, which is awesome. So stay tuned. I'll do another vlog hopefully tomorrow before I have to catch my flight out. I have to fly back to Austin on Sunday because I have a real person job, which is a bummer. But stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll try to keep this stuff going. If you're not at Gallifrey 1, you should definitely come next year. If you are here, come find me. All right. Have a good night.